Hey everyone, welcome to Simply Delicious Season 3. My name is Chef Yusuf and today we have very talented Bahraini chef, Chef Bassam.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very good, how are you?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, thank you. What are you cooking for us today?
Okay, so since it's summer,
Yes.
and everybody's dying of the heat, including myself, with the chronic sweating and everything, I've decided to do a fish tagine, but in a very simplified way. Something you can rustle up using simple ingredients bought locally.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I hope
I'm
it
so
tastes good.
excited actually. Looking forward to it. What ingredients we have?
All right, so I kept it simple. We're going to make something called a sharmoula, which is a Tunisian, Moroccan, Libyan spice mix that is usually used with fish, meats, poultry, that kind of thing. And for those ingredients, for that mix, we're using coriander, parsley, a bit of lemon, some garlic, and then we've got some harissa paste that I've made myself. It is spicy, so you gotta be a little careful when you eat that or add that. And that's it. I'm gonna marinate the fish with it, bake it in the oven, serve it with couscous.
Sounds good, let's go.
All right. So what I'm gonna do first is
I'm gonna do first.
Oh, you will.
Taste it.
Can you handle it? Can you handle it?
So far.
He'll regret it later. Okay.
No,
So
it's not spicy to me.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got a high tolerance, such as like myself. Can I dab my face at this point? Is that all right? I will dab my face. There you go. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I have some rough herbs here. I've just chopped them up, made sure they're clean, and I'm gonna add them in the mixer, food processor, something. All right, so I add a bit of this, and I want to do a proportion here, 2 to 1 parsley to coriander, so that we don't get too much of the parsley. The coriander here is the star of this spice mix. I've got 4 cloves of garlic, and they're beautiful. And we're gonna add those in here. And the liquid portion of this mix is actually olive oil, some good extra virgin or pomace, whatever you have. Just gonna add that in there. Add the whole thing, why not, right? Okay, so we're gonna add that. And we're gonna add some of our harissa paste, and that much.
You can add all of it, it's fine.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't think they can, wait. Okay, maybe a little bit more. That's about it. All right, and then we're gonna add a bit of salt. And we're gonna taste this as we go. The thing with this dish, it's very simple. We're seasoning as we're going, so we're building the flavor slowly, but surely. And then add a bit of black pepper, and we're gonna add a squeeze of lemon, right there. Get the seeds out, we don't want the seeds in there. And now hopefully this machine will not embarrass me and will spin beautifully, rendering all of this stuff into a nice, lovely paste. Right? Okay, it's embarrassing me a little bit. Really? We're almost there. And that's fine. And I need to dab my face again because, again, I'm a chronic sweater. And the studio is quite warm. So I've got my mix here. You want to smell that? It smells fantastic. It smells good, right?
Yep.
And what we're going to do is, before we start this, I've got some potatoes here. And I've taken the potatoes, just sliced them up, and poured some chicken stock. Or vegetable stock. In this case, it's actually vegetable stock, not chicken stock, but you can make this with any kind of stock you have on hand. And I'm just boiling them until they're half cooked.
Okay.
This dish takes about 40 minutes in the oven with 10 minutes just to brown everything up, but it's not enough time to cook these potatoes, depending on the season, I suppose. So, a fork over here. You mind giving me a fork? Do we have a fork here?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much. All right.
There you go.
Lovely. So I'm just checking those. They still need a bit of time. But what we're gonna do in the meantime is prepare the, oh, wrong cover. We're gonna prepare, yes, I am that guy.
All right.
We're gonna prepare the stock. So I have some vegetable stock here and I wanna heat it up because this is what we're gonna use for the couscous,
Okay.
right? And since you are the tech genius, there you go, fantastic.
So, Chef Bassam, tell us about your journey. How did you start it, and what inspired you?
Right. Well, I started in finance and investment management, worked in accounting for a while, hated my life, and then decided I need to cook because I've cooked every day since I was a kid.
Right.
So it worked out for me. And then I had the opportunity of running Tajeen Cafe at the Bahrain National Museum, and I went for it. And here I am, cooking with you, Sarah.
Very good.
All right. So while that's coming up to temperature, we just want to give that a bit of heat. Boiling is fine. We're gonna take that spice mix we made right there. It's lovely and green. Don't mind the stalks, they give it flavor. I like adding stalks, parsley stalks, coriander stalks into fish or whatever. And all that stuff is gonna soften, right? So I've added our spice mix. There you go.
You just mentioned Tajeen.
Yes.
How did it start? Want to tell us about it, please?
Well, it started about 5-6 years ago.
Right.
What's interesting about it is it's in the Bahrain National Museum, so it's very much linked to the cultural scene and all the initiatives done by Her Excellency Sheikh Hamay. And so that kind of gave us exposure to a different sort of crowd, but also the opportunity to cook for people from all around the world and have them taste local Bahraini cuisine, but in a contemporary way. But it's not what I do all the time. I don't cook Bahraini food all the time. The world is big, and that's why we're in Morocco today.
Nice.
All right. So now this, I can't be touching everything with these gloves, so I'm gonna remove the gloves and chance it without them.
Right.
All right.
So what are we doing next?
Okay, so we've spiced our fish, and we're gonna let that sit. You need to let it sit for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you think is best. And the thing with fish, it absorbs marinades very quickly, so you can do it overnight if you want, it'll be more flavorful, or you can keep it as is, it's fine. 20 minutes should do. So as this is marinating, our potatoes are, I believe, are probably half cooked or par cooked already. So let's move that aside. And what we're gonna do is take a nice dish, just a simple dish, and we're gonna layer these half-cooked, lovely vegetables in the base of the baking dish. And the fish is technically gonna lie on top of this. And this is a braise. I usually don't cook fish for about 40 minutes, depending on the size, unless it's like a whole fish roast. But in this case, even if it's a fillet, since it's a braise, it will not dry out. It'll be very tender, very flaky, and delicious, we hope. All right. We got our potatoes in there. I'll just stick that in there and close it using this technological wonder. And it's not closing. How do you close it? I'm telling you, you are the tech genius. All right.
I was born with it. I don't think so.
All right. So I have some nice tomatoes here as well, right?
Right.
And what I've done, I've de-seeded them. I don't want the seeds floating around in this. It's not going to be very attractive. And I'm going to take a couple. They're nice and fresh, and I'm going to lay them in here. Again, this is a summer dish. It's very light. The couscous is light. All that stuff, right? Maybe a little more tomato, why not? And then we've got some green bell peppers, right?
Was it your favorite cuisine?
I like all cuisine, but at the moment I'm obsessed with things from North Africa. So things from Tunisia, Libya. It's just the history of the area is very rich, and it was a meeting place in the ancient world for all things trade, empire building, you name it. So it brought a lot of tradition, a lot of what we now know as traditional ingredients into the mainstream. It was the Arabs of Andalusia who brought almonds, saffron, citrus fruits, and that's why I've included it in this dish today.
Right. Do you usually pick up your ingredients or your recipes, or you just follow the classic ones?
I do not. I'm not a classicist in terms of, doing cuisine. I like to use any book that I find, and I always adapt recipes. If I can see something on TV, it inspires me, a piece of architecture, whatever, you name it. And okay, so that's happening, and we're gonna take our fish, this lovely fillet, okay? We're gonna put that in there again.
Yeah.
All right, and we're going to move this without creating a mess, like so. And then I'm just gonna take some of this stuff and drizzle it in there just so that it infuses the sauce once it's ready. And that's it.
So it will go in the oven for how long?
This will go in the oven covered for about 40 minutes, and
40.
then uncovered for just 10 minutes.
Okay.
Right, let me just get rid of these.
Right.
Since we won't be using our hands any longer, well, we will be using our hands, but not to mix things. And what I've done here is have the couscous. I'm just gonna add a bit of raisin. I love this dish because it's sweet and savory.
Sorry. You can put it together?
I'm not.
No. Okay.
Not yet.
Let's just put this in the oven.
We should.
40 minutes and get back to you shortly.
All right. Wait, I forgot something.
Right. This is going to the oven for 40 minutes, and before that, you want to add.
Yes. So I took some chicken, or actually vegetable stock. But you
Yes.
can use chicken stock or even beef stock, depending on the flavor you want.
Yeah.
And I've added some tomato paste and a bit of spices, right? And the spices we're going to add on top of the fish as well, right?
Okay.
So to give it more flavor. So again, this is a braise, so it does need a liquid. And I've pre-prepared this liquid. And it's just a teaspoon or tablespoon, depending on how much you like tomato, in about 500 ml of vegetable stock. Season it, of course, salt, pepper, maybe a bit of coriander powder, but not any of the other spices, right? So, now I'm going to use my fingers without gloves to season. You are brilliant. Did I tell you that? All right. So we're gonna add a bit of cumin. All right.
I love cumin.
I love cumin, but too much of it can make it taste like body odor, and you don't want that. All right, and we got some coriander, which is fantastic with fish. And all of this stuff, don't worry about this. You can put this in the spice mix if you want. I do it either or, it doesn't matter. And then we have some paprika, sweet or smoked, whatever you prefer. I'm gonna put that on top of the fish as well. And after this cooks for about 40 minutes and we take off the foil, we're going to baste it with some of that liquid as well, just to keep it nice and moist, and then 10 minutes to brown it.
All right.
Maybe a little black pepper and a bit of salt. Right. There you go. All right.
Right.
Did you do the honors, sir?
Why not?
All right.
Been standing doing nothing the whole episode. Right.
Oh.
This is going to oven for 40 minutes, and we'll get back to you shortly for the next.
Is it?
And here we are back with Chef Bassam. What next we have?
All right, so the second part of this dish is very simple. It uses couscous, which is a durum wheat or normal wheat hard section of the grain.
Right.
And what we're gonna do is we're going to add a bit of raisins. Again, I like this dish because it's sweet, it's savory, it's citrusy, and a bit spicy. And then I have these white almonds that I have just toasted a little bit and perhaps fried, I'm not gonna tell you though. And then I add those in there. And a bit of olive oil that we have left. We're gonna just pour that in there. Usually this is steamed, but before it's steamed, it's usually fluffed up with some water, some seasoning, salt, and that kind of stuff. And then it's cooked in the steamer over a pot of broth, so it absorbs all that flavor.
Cool.
And then just a bit of salt, all right? You'll probably need a little more salt. There you go. And some
So
black pepper.
Darcine Cafe and Plant Power is two different concepts.
Yes, the Plant Power Company specializes in vegan cuisine. So it's, I don't like to use the word diet. It's more of a lifestyle food service for people who want to adopt the lifestyle or want to try it out. It's not about converting anybody. It's about having the option there should you want it, right?
All right.
All right. Do you mind doing me a favor at this point? So we've been boiling some of our vegetable stock,
Yes.
right? So we're gonna just keep adding this until you get about a half an inch above the couscous grain. We want this to steam and we want it to cook while we prepare everything else.
Right.
That looks beautiful.
Just tell me to stop.
Don't stop.
Right.
What I'm gonna do is take my fork, just fluff it up there so that I can get maximum absorption. Keep adding. Be stock happy. That's it. A little too excited there. Okay. So we cover it up so that it steams and absorbs all that moisture and fluffs up. All right, at this point, due to the magic of television, the fish is ready. So we're gonna take it out of the oven and we're gonna add some saffron butter on top.
All right, let's do this.
All right, we need, yes, we do. If it's a little hot, but it looks so good. Let me help you. There you go. So, we've made this based on all the ingredients and steps that we've discussed, and now I'm just gonna finish it with something. It's browned beautifully. We've taken off the foil for the last 10 minutes. And the secret to making this dish really sing is some saffron butter. So what I've done is, I'm gonna go to your fridge here, which I can barely open. And I'm gonna take some of this saffron compound butter, right? So it's butter that I basically melted, added a bit of saffron strands that I crushed up, and heated up until it turned nice, yellow, fragrant, beautiful. And I put them in little molds. So you can do this and you can just stick it in the fridge or freezer and it can last for however number of days you'd like. So I've taken some of my saffron butter. I'm gonna put this on top. Maybe chop it up a little bit so that it melts evenly, contributing the buttery goodness to the fish. All right? I think 2 would be okay. What do you think?
Yep.
Wanna smell that? One must always swell. Is good. It's Persian saffron, the best. All right. And now that this dish is done, we're gonna check on our couscous. Probably needs a couple more minutes, but it looks pretty good to me. Should we chance it? Why not, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. All right. And fork
Okay.
to fluff it up. I don't like dry couscous, so it depends on you how much of whatever you want to add to this. And it might need some seasoning, I don't know. Chef, you must try and let me know. This fork is clean. All right, try it out. What does it need? Maybe some salt.
Perfect.
That's pretty good,
Perfect.
if I say so myself. All right, so the couscous is done. And what we're gonna do now is plate our fish on top of that, spoon some of that liquid. Now the thing with this dish, it has a lot of liquid, but that's liquid gold. You're gonna put that all over the food.
All right. We get it, everything is ready. Get it, the plate ready. Get back to you shortly. Really loving this. Chef, what's your last steps?
Okay, so I've taken the couscous, it's perfectly cooked. I've added some of the remaining saffron butter on top so that the residual heat will melt that goodness all in it. And what we're gonna do now is plate it, hopefully, without too much damage. I'm gonna put this here because we're gonna be using both of these, this one and that one.
Right.
One for the sauce and one for the fish. So, now, the problem with this fish is it's super, super tender. Let's see if I can get it all in one piece. You wanna help me with this, or you wanna watch me as I ruin it, or what do you wanna do?
Right.
Right.
Ready?
All right. Yeah, you're almost there. Okay. Yes. Take your time. It's okay. We got it. Woohoo! All right. Beautiful. We can lose a piece from that one. We'll add it later.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
No problem.
There we go. Perfect. Beautiful.
Oop.
Oh, we gotta, let's make that look pretty. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm gonna take some of this residual sauce right here and spoon it over the fish and the couscous. There we go. There's a lot of flavor in this, and it adds all that complexity and the marinade and everything to the couscous. And then I'm gonna spoon some of these potatoes using that. All right, there's that. I'm gonna lay these in here. And hopefully they should be thoroughly cooked.
they are actually.
Are they?
Yes.
They look wonderful.
Yes, they are.
They are? Excellent. All right. So we got our potatoes in here, and now
Loving the flavor.
it's good. You like it? Okay, brilliant. So we're gonna add some of those tomatoes and some of those bell peppers. If you don't like this with bell peppers, you can omit them and use anything else, zucchini, squash, whatever you like, whatever is in season. And a vegan version of this dish would be everything remains the same. Remove the butter, and you can use seitan, tofu, tempeh, and marinate as you would fish. Exactly the same.
Okay.
All right, so we got that, and of course, because I do love sauce, a little bit more, why not? Thank you, Chef.
You're most welcome. Would you like to give any advice for
Yes.
your followers?
Sure. Buy local, support local growers, support local vegetable growers, support local anything. At this time, especially post-corona, it will be the most important thing you could do for the economy.
We need you all.
We do.
All right. Thank you all for watching Simply Delicious Season 3. That was it for today's episode. Thank you very much,
Thank
Chef,
you.
for coming.
Thank you.
And I hope you all enjoyed Chef Bassam's dish today. Watch us for more in the next episode. Thank you and goodbye.